Hello pre-calculus students and general seekers of truth. Welcome to the video on solving equations with exponents. Now the special case here, or what makes these equations a little bit different, is that the variables are in the exponents. But and I'm gonna go quite quick through this because this is a video for pre-calculus students. If you struggle on this material, feel free to ask your teacher. It's okay if you still struggle, but in general, I hope you've seen some of these equations before so that this is not completely brand new. So our goal here is to find the common basis, and just to refresh your memory, the base is the number that's being raised to an exponent, and the small superscript here, that's the exponent. So we always start out with the number that's a little bit bigger, and we try to work it down to the other number. So I'm just going to keep on rewriting this as 3 to the x, and I'm going to divide 81 by 3. 81 divided by 3 is 27, so I'm just rewriting 81 as 27. And then I'm going to divide 27 by 3 again, so 27 here. So this 3 stays, right? And then this 27 turns into 3 times 9. And then we can go yet another step, that this 9 here turns into 3 times 3. And that combined with the other 3's that we have here. So we are now able to break down 81 into 3 times 3 times 3. And we have 3 to the x. Now 3 times 3 times 3 is nothing other than 3 to the 4th. So we have 3 to the x equals 3 to the 4th. That means the exponents have to be equal to each other. So x must equal 4. Okay. So a very gentle introduction and review to this sort of problem solving. Let's look at number 2 here, where we have a little bit of extra work to be done. So this time we are multiplying 3 times 4 and that raised to x over 2. So that looks a little bit more complicated, but rest assured, a similar process can be done, can be used. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3. So I get 4 raised to the x over 2. Now 96 over 3 is 32. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is, again, like I did on the first problem, just break down this 32. So 32 is really 4 times 8. And then I can break down the 8 further into 4 times 2. Okay, so 4 times 4 times 2, that's 32. And I have 4 raised to the x over 2. Now here is our complication. Notice here that we cannot rewrite 32 as a base of 4, not entirely anyways. So that makes things a little bit harder, but what we can do though is we can simplify both sides down into another common base. So this 4 here is really 2 times 2. The second 4 is also 2 times 2. And then I have another 2 here. So basically the numbers on the right are all still the same value. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is in fact 32. And over here, what I'm going to do is break down this 4. So I still have my exponent as x over 2, but the 4, I'm going to split it down into 2 times 2. If I can get my pen to work. Okay. So now I can simplify a few things. On the right side, this is all in fact 2 to the 5th. And on the left side, 2 times 2 is really 2 squared, right, raised to the x over 2. Okay. Now, if you recall from algebra 2, whenever we had a number like, let's say you have k to the a to the b, this is really the same thing as k to the ab. Okay, so this is an old property that we use in algebra 2. I'd be happy to explain it in class if anyone has a question on it. But we can apply that property here. So this is 2 raised to the 2 times x over 2. Okay, so 2 times x over 2 is in the exponent there. And now this expression on the left simplifies pretty nicely. 2 times x over 2 is just 2 to the x is equal to 2 to the 5th. And now we have the same base, and so we know that our exponents must be equal to each other. So we know that x in this case must be equal to 5. Okay. And we can always go back and check. We can go back to this problem here, and if you actually try this on your calculator, you'll see that this is in fact true. So, 3 times 4 to the 5 halves. This really is equal to 96. So there we have it, some basic examples on how to solve exponential equations, and in particular where the variable is the exponent. As always, ask for help if you need it. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.